Question of the day: what is your favorite enhancement piece to a game? Maybe it's something third party that you use to enhance gaming. Maybe it's an insert, maybe it's some sort of 3D printed thing. You know, I have some 3D printed things for Tzolk'in, and I love it. 3D printed things for Western Legends. Maybe it's something that you never even thought would exist. It just really ups your game completely to a new level. Then, secondly, what is your favorite collector's piece that is also something to do with gaming? Maybe it's Ticket to Ride 10th anniversary or something like that. Let me know in the comments below those two questions, because today we're talking about a couple different things from Wizkids that are both very much related to gaming, obviously, but also have to do with gaming adjacency. And what I mean by that is things that you just enjoy looking at, as well as they have a very nice intrinsic value in gaming. So we're talking about the Warlock Tiles. We're talking about Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds colossal Heroclix piece. This thing is a monster. And we're going to take a look at some of the newer Heroclix pieces that came in the Spider-Man set. But the reason I bring this up is because, let's get into the review, and I'll talk more about Galactus here, as well as the Warlock Tiles right now. So what about Galactus makes this awesome? Well, first of all, I don't know if you can tell just the massive scale of this thing. This is humongous. Now, normally Heroclix are this big. In fact, we can put a Heroclix side by side with Galactus, and you can see the size difference between them. This is Spider-Man down here. This size here, he can fit up here, 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 here. This is the size of normal Heroclix compared to Galactus. It's just massive. But that's not why I wanted to bring it up. The reason I wanted to bring up this Galactus is because it is as good as a sideshow collectible piece. And what I mean by that, you've seen those in comic book shops, you've seen them at conventions. It is those statues that are made out of just these gorgeous pieces of plastic, like you see a lot of X-Men statues. Now this actually comes with the blaster comes off, and you see this humongous piece coming out of his hand here. It just looks good. When you attach it, it shoots that blast out of there. This looks as good as a sideshow collectible statue, or some of the other companies that do Marvel and DC statues. The detail is incredible. I mean, just every little detail of Galactus' costume down to his face, not to mention, other than just because you can, there's a different head. There's the helmetless version with the smoking eyes. And we're going to show you close-ups of all these, of course. These are incredible looking. So even if you don't like Heroclix that much, or even if you don't play it that often, this sucker looks good on the shelf. It just looks amazing sitting there. But being that Fantastic Four is such a hot property, again, thankfully, because they got all their differences settled, we have this wonderful piece now that is in gaming and can be yours and can sit on your shelf, but also is useful for gaming. So let's talk about what it does in Heroclix right now, because first of all, it's a piece that you can play. Yes, you can play that giant thing on a Heroclix map. And granted, he just can be placed anywhere because he's so massive and he's cosmic, right? But he does some really cool things. He does this Herald dial, which is my favorite thing. Back in the days of 2014, 15, and 13 and so, there were resources in the game, such as the Book of the Skulls, the Green Lantern, power battery, and all that sort of stuff that just really powered up the game. So, for 25 points, you can make someone on your force, as long as they're less than half of your point cost, be the Herald of Galactus. So like Silver Surfer or something like that. He's the Herald of Galactus. So for 25 points, he or she gets whatever power is showing on the Herald dial, which is one of the 4 dials on Galactus. You have the regular Galactus A and B dial. Then you have the Galactus, where's the extremely strong one? Right here, the more expensive version right here. And then you have the Herald dial, which is you gain whatever power is showing. So it might be hypersonic speed. They get a range of 5. That might be probability control. It might be outwit. It might be any of these. Plus, if you get the Herald into the enemy player's starting zone, you can bring Galactus onto the map as basically his 100-point dial and just wreak havoc. He's got an 11 range triple bolt. Typically, let's see what he would have at that 100-point dial. He would have, see if I'm right on this. Yeah, right here. Still got a 4 damage, 11 attack. I mean, it's just insanity for what you can do if you can get across to their player area. Plus, he's got this other thing where if the Herald or him is on the board, they can click a thing that heals them and recharges them. But it's got 4 different dials on this, which is so cool. But again, It just looks good. This is one of my favorite pieces I've ever owned in all nerdetry, and it's part of a game, and I love that. So if you're thinking, well, what's the point of why would anybody do that? Think about that Death May Die game. You have the giant Cthulhu, which is also a gaming piece. So is this. This is, in fact, a gaming piece. Which brings us to the next thing we're going to talk about, to where let's just say you didn't want to play Heroclix, but you wanted to get into the idea of using some gaming adjacencies that are really souping up your game. You could use this as a boss in an RPG, etc. But also, we're going to talk about Warlock Tiles now. Warlock Tiles are this amazing, and this is not sponsored, this is just my opinion. This is an amazing, absolutely awesome set of accessories to really bring up the ante of any of your games. It might be an RPG, it might be something like Gloomhaven, it might be something like Mansions of Madness, or any kind of Descent. Any of these can be used if you want to just really up the ante of your game. These Warlock Tiles, I'm going to show you some of them on the screen right here. So just to show you some of the pieces, I went ahead and set up a small dungeon of Warlock Tiles here. Now the thing is, the only thing that you have to imagine is that these walls are full, or you could even have them be half. When I'm doing half walls or courtyards, I just don't even put anything. Now there are little caps that you can put on to even block this out, to where you get only stone looking, and that's brilliant. Now look at this. This is probably my favorite aspect. See these fully painted doors with weathering and cracks and everything? Boom. Those doors open. How good is the quality of that? Now we're talking scale. Now the Heroclix base is a little wide, but you're talking scale here. Anything you would use for an RPG would work. Mansions of Madness miniatures as well. They can move all the way in. This door, the only thing here, these doors that are for interior doors do not open, so you'll just have to use a little imagination that boom, that door is now open, and this hallway is open. So again, for Gloomhaven and things like that, coming through here, that door is now open. Boom, there's enemies right there. And notice these spaces are actually sized to where if you wanted to play Imperial Assault or something, you could basically remake this map in 3D like this. I say Imperial Assault, but Descent or any of those. Anyway, come across here, you have these nice corner blocks here that are already made as corners. If you don't want to use the corner blocks like that, notice right here by the front door, this little piece comes off, so you can just put this in to really finish the wall nicely and make it look like that door is built into the wall. So there's so many little elements like that that have been thought through. I'm going to show you the rest of this little pre-made prefab dungeon that I've got. This is one long piece here, and it's double-sided. So basically, if I flip this map over, everything would be reversed. This is one large grid. One large grid says two of the big blocks, but these are individual squares of 1 inch by 1 inch, 4 of those. So it's 2 by 2s. And then they have these little half walls that you can stick in between to really make corridors, and then another door here on the back end. And then Thanos, the final boss, right? Check that out. But I want to show you the rest of the pieces just so you can get an idea. But look at the incredible detail here. All of the stones just look unique. They're weathered. They're washed in such a way that, I mean, you're talking about, if you tried to do this and made your own, you're talking about hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and several dollars spent on something you could just go ahead and get already made in this wonderful style that's so well crafted. And look at the darker spots on the floor and everything like that. It looks like someone bled there. Amazing stuff. So let's take a look at some of the other pieces right now and how these work. So these are the rest of the pieces that I haven't even used here. We have a bunch more walls here. We have tons and tons of floor spaces that can come together nicely. So you're talking about just a ton of square footage here. Some more corners if you wanted to use the more corners. Again, look at that nice gritty looking interior corner. There's interior corners as well as exterior corners right here that make L shapes. If you're wondering about that, that's how you do those. The walls are offset to where your figures fit perfectly. And again, these are the pieces I was talking about, made to really just cap this off. So if you wanted to cap it off and show it, boom, it's nice and wooden. There aren't any wood ones like that. That's the only thing. They're only just for the brick side, but again, they do look pretty great. The regular clips here that you use to clip them in, but there are some other clips here that you would use. I think these are dragging locks and easy locks or something like that, but they're different ones. But you know, some more doors, more interior doors as well as those exterior doors. It comes with the 2 double doors. This is just a phenomenal set. So that's what comes with the Dragon Lock tiles here. It's just gorgeous. So the only thing I have to gripe about the Warlock tiles is those little clips that hold them together. They will tear your fingers up if you're not careful. You have to really rock them there to get them in there good. But once they're in, it looks incredible on the table. You're talking about taking something you would normally maybe draw on paper and really elevating it for your gameplay. I know there's a lot of RPG players. There's a lot of people who play things like Legacy of Dragonholt. Yeah, if you're like me, having a visual representation of a game always ups the ante for me, instead of it always just being theater of the mind. So this could be used for any Lovecraft game, etc. You know, it really, really, really ups the ante. So Warlock tiles are a huge win. If you are into upping your game, go check these out. I've played around with them. I've seen them, what they can do. The set I have here is great for creating long dungeons and hallways and things like that, as well as it could be a tavern. It could be anything like that. The quality is through the roof. Like, Wizkids is knocking it out of the park when it comes to making quality gaming upgrades. And you know, if you've seen any of my reviews in the past of gaming upgrades, whether it be containers or holders or sorters or dividers, any of that sort of stuff, I'm a huge fan. This is something that just absolutely just goes above and beyond in quality, and it looks amazing. So Warlock tiles are really great to look at. They're really great to use as well. Now, last but not least, let's take a look at some of the Heroclix that's coming. This is Spider-Man and Venom Maximum Carnage. Just a good looking set if you're into Spider-Man, now that Spider-Man is back with, again, Marvel and everything like that. It's so great to see this. I'm just going to show you a couple of the pieces I pulled, and we'll show you some of that in another video later. But last, I just wanted to, I'll show you this little compilation really quick of me and the girls opening some of them, and then just to give you the final thoughts here to wrap everything up right now. So today we are opening up some Heroclix here, but I've got a couple helpers to help me out with this video. So we're gonna have Harper and Ella working on some of these Heroclix. We have the Spider-Man Venom Maximum Carnage set. So let's take a look and see if we can open a few of these, and let's see what we get. All right, Harper, what do we have in our first opening here? What you got, Ella?
These things are hard to open.
Who do you want to see?
Cheese.
Cheese, good. What about Spider-Man?
You see Spider-Man or Superman? You see Spider-Man? What's a Spider-Man?
I know. I love it. Open up. Let's see what we got.
Our first
Who you got, Ella?
What was that?
Who do you see?
Ooh, we have some people.
Cool. Let's see who we got here. All right, she got, ooh, looks like Spider Carnage. That's a good one. And then She Venom, which that's always cool. And then Black Cat. We like her. Very cool. So what do you got, Ella? Go ahead and open the next one, Harper.
The next one.
Oh, thank you. Ooh, we got Demogoblin there.
We got girl.
Yeah, good looking. Who's this on this set over here on this side? That is Jack-o'-lantern. Pumpkin bombs. Get the pumpkin bombs. Oh, cool. We got Green Goblin.
She got Spider-Man.
Yep, she got Spider-Man and Green Goblin. Hey, get that for me. Wow. Who do you see, Spider-Man? Yeah. Did you get the garbage can special item?
That one we already looked at.
Oh, yeah? You did. That's the Chase Spider-Man. Where's the garbage can? Did it come in? Yeah, this is it. This is the Super Chase. This is the Chase Spider-Man with the garbage can from the comic book cover. Awesome. Spider-Man no more. So the super rares are Venomized versions of Marvel characters. This is Doctor Strange as Venom. Really cool because his cloak is basically Venom, the symbiote, which is pretty awesome to look at. This is one of my favorite pieces in the whole set. It's this Spider-Man. We've noticed the webbing on the armpits, and then this right here comes with it. The Spider-Man No More garbage can. I love that. That's an item that you can use. It's just so gorgeous. A lot of cool pieces in here. Some of the other rare ones are this Ghost Spider, where it's a Ghost Rider Spider-Man, which is pretty great looking. There's Venom, there's Riot, there's Carnage. Everybody in the symbiote set that you'd want to see is in here. Those are some good highlights, and we'll talk about more of these again in the future. So that's it. That's Galactus, the Warlock tiles, and those Heroclix. Big fan. Again, this Galactus, it just looks so great on the shelf. It's part of the game, but it also is a wonderful set piece. If you're a fan of Marvel Comics and Fantastic Four, this is just an eye-catching thing when people walk into your room or your gaming room and see this thing. Just that power blast alone with the colors on it, the translucent plastic, the two different heads and everything. It's just gorgeous to look at. Warlock tiles, absolutely amazing way to up your game. And the last but not least, new Heroclix based on Spider-Man is really fun. Seeing some stuff that we've never seen before, as well as some stuff we haven't seen in a long time. So, hope you enjoyed this triple threat look at some different products coming from Wizkids. Again, not a sponsored video. This is just 3 things that I wanted to show off and really highlight because they're such high quality. If you enjoyed that, let me know in the comments. I'm Brian Drake. Let me know what you're going to use your Warlock tiles for and how you're going to upgrade your games in the comments below. Until next time, we'll see you.